Hi everyone, and welcome to Sky Pilates Powerhouse Series. For this first episode, we're going to be working with the foam roller. So grab that foam roller from your closet, from underneath that bed, because this can be used for more than just myofascial release massage. It can also be used for core work, powerhouse work, and alignment work. So dig it out, come with me, and let's do this.
Alright guys, you first want to lay on your foam roller, making sure your tailbone and head are firmly on the foam roller. Place your arms alongside on the mat and open up your feet about hip width distance or shoulder width distance apart. We first start with head and chest lift. Exhale as you lift your head and chest and arms just off the mat, and then lay all the way back down. Let's do this 10 times. Keep pulling that navel down and keep pulling up from your pelvic floor. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. And here's 10. Good job. All right, next exercise, pelvic articulation. Be sure to scoop that pelvis up. Feeling that lower back just touch the foam roller and lift off. And then as you articulate your spine back down on the foam roller, go through that lower back before your pelvis touches. That's an exhale to lift and an inhale to lower down. And here we go for our next exercise, the 100. Lifting head and shoulders way off the foam roller. Lift up those arms and start pumping those arms rigorously up and down. It's a big inhale for 5 counts and an exhale for 5 counts. Making sure there's space between your chin and your chest. Holding on to that balance, pull that navel down, pull up from your pelvic floor, and keep those feet stable on the mat. There you go, guys. Come on, you can do this. Keep pumping those arms rigorously up and down for 5 counts and exhale for 5 counts. Good. Inhale for 5 counts and exhale for 5 count. And that's our 100. Laying all the way down on the foam roller. And we go back to pelvic lift. This time we got our knees and feet together. Keep squeezing those knees really tight. Don't let any daylight show between those legs. Keep squeezing very tight. Good. And articulate that spine off the foam roller as high as you can, and inhale to lower back down. So it's an exhale to lift and inhale to lower back down. Scoop that pelvis up high and inhale, articulate that spine back down on the foam roller. Now we go back to head and chest lift, but this time we have our legs up at tabletop position. Squeeze those knees and ankles very tight together, and be sure to keep those arms down on the mat at all times. Hold on to that balance, pull that belly button down, pull up from your pelvic floor, and climb high with your head and shoulders. Hold on to some space between your chin and your chest. We're just doing 10 reps of this. And now we move on to single leg lower. With your legs at tabletop position, both in a right angle, lower one leg touching your toes to the mat or just beyond the mat, and then alternate. Be sure to keep both hands firmly down on the mat and your head and shoulders up high. You can do this with your head and shoulders down as. And now we go into frog extension, keeping both heels together at all times. Exhale, extend both legs. Inhale to lower head and shoulders and bring those knees back in. When you bring those knees back in, separate your knees to the width of your shoulders, but always keep those heels nice and tight together. And now we go to single leg lifts. Lifting up your pelvis high on one leg. Extend your left leg straight up to the sky. Exhale as you lower that straight left leg just beyond the level of your right knee. And it's a flex foot down and a pointed foot up. Exhale down, inhale to lift. Exhale down, inhale to lift, and we switch legs. Exhale down, inhale to lift. Good. Flex that foot down and point that foot to lift right back up. Keep your pelvis up as high as you can off that foam roller. Press firmly into the mat with both hands. And now we go into series of 5 exercises designed to be done back to back. We first extend the left leg, and then extend the right leg. Good. Be sure to touch the inside of your foot to the inside of your knee. It's an exhale every time you extend each leg. Pull that navel down, pull up from your pelvic floor and push those hands firmly into the mat. Now double leg stretch. It's an inhale to extend legs out to 45, exhale to bring them back in. The thing about double leg stretch is you want to keep your knees, ankles, and feet together all the time, the entire time. So it's an inhale out, exhale back in. Again, you can do all these exercises with your head and shoulders down. Scissors is next with legs both extended. Lower one leg to 45 and then the other leg. Exhale every time you scissor switch your legs. Now lower lift is next. Hard flex those feet and point those feet to lift right back up. So hard flexing those feet to lower legs, point those feet to lift right back up. Legs stay fully extended the entire time. Push firmly into the mat. 10 reps of this. Now for our last exercise in series of 5, it's typically crisscross, but we've done a little crisscross modification for the foam roller. Extend your right arm straight back, extending your left leg, and head and shoulders lift as you touch that straight right arm to that straight left leg. Climb high with your head and shoulders, pulling that navel down, pulling up from your pelvic floor. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. And let's switch sides. Extend that right leg, extend the left arm straight back, and lift head and shoulders and touch that straight left arm to that straight right leg. Climb high with your head and shoulders, little space between that chin and that chest, and push firmly down into the mat with that right hand and that left foot. Nice job, guys. That was our series of 5. Now moving on to leg extension. When you extend those legs on an exhale, open them up to the width of your shoulders or just a little bit more, and then inhale to bring those knees back in. So it's an exhale to extend and open, inhale to bring legs right back in. Try to keep your head and shoulders up high as best as you can, but always know you can do this with your head and shoulders down. Now let's go for a bike ride. Bicycle is next. I want you to pretend like you got pedals on those feet and you're going forward on that bicycle, creating big rounding motions with those legs. Keep your head and shoulders up high, pull that navel down and pull up from your pelvic floor. I want you to freeze and go backwards. Go backwards on your bicycle, creating big rounding motions with those legs. That's right, exhale every time you extend those legs. Great job, everyone. I know that was a really tough one. Now we go on to our last exercise, full roll up. Extend those arms up to the sky and on one big loud exhale, round all the way up to a seated position. Try to keep those feet firmly down on the mat at all times. Now the hard part about this exercise is to not place those arms down on the mat. You don't want to place those arms down on the mat. Exhale loudly to round all the way up. This is definitely one of the hardest exercises you can do on the foam roller. Now I want you to give yourself a long-term goal of doing 10 repetitions of full roll-up on the foam roller without placing those hands down. It's tough, but you can do it. Now we've finished our last exercise. I want you to take just a few moments to lay flat on the mat and feel the difference in that spine. Take a few moments to take some deep inhales and exhales.
Thanks again, guys, for joining in for this first episode in our Sky Pilates Powerhouse series. We worked with the foam roller, but there's a lot more props in Pilates, so stay tuned because we got a lot more coming at you.